tee time, and I'm paired with Arnold Palmer. Now you have to know what it's like playing at Oakmont, Pittsburgh, in '73 with Arnold Palmer. It wasn't exactly, it was an honor, but you know, if he made a 15-footer and I had a 10-footer, the gallery didn't exactly stick around to say, how'd you do, Johnny? They were all down to the next hole. So it was sort of chaos playing with him at Oakmont, especially since he shot 69-71 and was right in the hunt. They were going crazy, and somehow I shot the same total after 36 holes. So I was sort of a US Open kind of player. And after the 76, I can't say crestfallen, but I was really disappointed. The next day on the practice tee, I was sort of just going through the motions because I'd blown my chances. I was 6 back. Everybody and their dog was ahead of me, Weiskopf and Nicholas and Player and Palmer. Ed Trevino was in there too, so I really felt like there was no chance. But then Sunday, I was just ready to go to the first tee after warming up, and this very clear voice said to me, just open your stance, way up. And it was so clear that it almost startled me, and I thought, well, why would I want to do that? And I thought, what do you care? You know, you're out of it. Why don't you try it? And then it was very clear to me. It said it again. Go ahead and open your stance way up instead of just up. Open it way up. And so I tried it and hit him good the last 3 or 4 balls trying that. So I was walking to the first tee and I'm thinking, do I really want to try that tip? You know, that thought? And I said, what the heck? I usually listen to these little voices that seem to give me good advice. And so I tried it and hit it 5-iron about 5 feet at 1, hit it 8-iron about that far at 2, about 6 inches, and then made a 15-footer. I played away from the pin only twice that day on 3 and 16, but made about 15-20-footer at 3, and then almost eagled number 4. So I'm 4 under after 4, so I sort of did what a lot of people do after 4 holes or so, thinking, well, geez, now I'm only probably 2 back, and that mostly the leaders choke on Sunday, so I'm probably right near the lead, you know? So of course, immediately hair started to go up on my neck, and my putting would always be the weak link, you know? So I left it short twice, and then I 3-putted 8 after a perfect forward right at the pin, underneath the hole at 8, par 3, 3-putter from about 16 feet right underneath the hole, and then so I went from nervous and choking a little to sort of peed off, you know? And then I sort of settled back down and finished pretty strongly for that 63. Sunday was the round out of nowhere. I was definitely on a cloud. I mean, the whole round was really inspired. I mean, I was really focused, and when you shoot around like that, you got to be that way. I did have a feeling that I couldn't wait to hit the next iron shot. The thing I remember most about that round is just get in the fairway off the tee because I'm going to knock the flag right out of the green. It was confidence. That was the mindset of attack, you know, attack within reason. Like I said, I only played away from the flag on 16 with a 2-iron, the long par 3, and the left a number 3 with a 4-iron because there's a crazy green on top of that hill. The rest of the time I was flag hunting. I've seen a lot of good rounds. I've seen Tiger in the 2000 US Open play some of those rounds, and obviously probably have seen as many rounds through TV and playing and the great players, but tee to green, that was the best round I've seen anybody play. It was just sort of a dream round. I mean, I was a streak player, and some days I would really get it going, and that was just one of those days. But to get it going on Sunday of a US Open and keep it going, that's sort of 2 different things, isn't it? And you know, to win a US Open, you got to go through the gauntlet of the nerves. And in the minute I birdied the first 4 holes, I knew that I had a shot now, great shot. And so a lot of people think, oh, he just shot the 63, and you know, it was an hour before Arnie got done, and the other leaders, and you know, he didn't know what he was doing. That was not the case with the first 4 birdies. It signaled right there that now I had to keep it going, otherwise it was a false charge, a mock charge. And so to be able to go through the nervous part of it on 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then get through that gauntlet of basically choking a little, and then settle back down and keep hitting all those greens and knocking it close, it made that round pretty special. You know, to shoot 63 is one thing in a major, it's been done, but to do it on the last round to win by 1 is what makes it unique, and especially the second thing that makes it unique is at Oakmont. You know, it had rain the night before, but it's still, there were only like 3 or 4 guys that broke 70 that day. So wasn't like everybody and their dog would shoot to 65. It was in the year 2000 they had that Centennial of Golf. It was Golf Magazine, actually. And everybody was there. Hogan was there, Snead was there. Everybody was there that won at different eras, like Palmer won in the 60s, and Nicklaus in the 70s, and Watson in the 80s, and Norman, I think it was in the 90s. And then I won for the greatest round of golf played in that 100 years, which wasn't until then I thought, well, at least I got that going for me, you know. So it was sort of like, I never really gave it that much credit, but you know, it's sort of cool to say, maybe you had the best round that anybody's ever played in this game, you know. I'm not saying it was, but you know, when you take in the factor of the last round and to win by one, then it starts taking on more meaning than a Thursday, Friday round. So, you know, it's now being 65 years old, it's pretty cool to think that way, you know. At least, you know, I've done some things in golf that are fairly cool, and that one was my signature moment. That was a springboard for me of knowing that I could be a special player.